What's going on, guys? Today we are going to be talking about what are the do's and don'ts for, your training or your dieting, and just going over a couple general things, really that I have struggled with as well over the past 7 years of training. So let's just get started. Let's get started with the first point. Find a routine that you can be consistent with. Now, this is in regards to your training routine, right? Like, what kind of routine are you going to be doing? A 3, 4, 5 day routine? How many times are you going to be going to the gym during the week? How long is the routine going to last for? These are the kinds of things you have to plan out ahead a little bit because you want to make sure there's some sort of structure to your routine. You don't want to be going in completely blindsided by really anything, right? So get a structured routine, okay, whether it's a full body routine, upper, lower, push, pull, legs, modified routine, whatever you're doing, right? Make sure you have it structured, written down somewhere, um, and you're tracking it, okay? And make sure it's a routine that you can follow. Don't pick a routine that works for someone else but doesn't work for you. You have to pick something that's gonna work for you. That's it. Right? That is the way you're gonna get results. Okay, that's the way you're gonna get results. I don't know why I couldn't speak there for a sec, but that is the way you're gonna get results. Okay. Next up, find the best time to go to the gym consistently. Right. So a lot of you guys obviously have work or college or whatever you have. You have something, right? So you have to figure out a time to be able to squeeze in a gym session, right? Is it going to be at 5 o'clock in the morning? Is it going to be 7 o'clock at night? What is it going to be? Whatever it is, make sure it's consistent, right? You're going to be able to go at that time no matter what. So you might have to experiment with a couple of time periods. Um, but again, just find a time where your energy is at its highest, right? And go hit the gym at that time. Right? Obviously, like I said, you guys have work and stuff, and maybe after work is really the only time you have, and yeah, your energy's probably shot, but it's still better to get the session in than to not get it in. That's why this goes back to the first point. Find a routine you can be consistent with. So if that means even going to the gym 3 times a week, hitting full body, that's a lot better than trying to do a 6 day routine and then trying to go after work every day and then being like, I can't do this. Obviously, it's not sustainable. So I would do a 3 or 4 day routine if you're really busy at work and the only time you have is after work to go to the gym. Okay. Third point is do the exercises you actually enjoy doing. If you do the exercises you, God, I cannot talk today. If you do the exercises that you actually enjoy doing, you're going to get the results out of them. Okay. Obviously, I'm not saying do some fancy thing that doesn't create any stimulus to the muscle or you can't progressively overload on. I wouldn't do stuff like that. That's a waste of time. I would just do the stuff, again, the list of exercises that matters, do those and rotate through them. Okay. And that kind of ties in, honestly, to point four. Stick to a certain amount of exercises. Okay. Don't get all fancy with it. Stick to a certain amount of exercises that actually work and rotate through them. Okay. Let's say let's say even a really good exercise like a Romanian deadlift. It's a really good exercise, but you might not enjoy it. Don't do it. Don't do it because you're not going to get the results out of it. Maybe you could push yourself to keep on doing it until you get good at it, but if you really just don't enjoy it or you know it's just a headache to try to figure out how to do it, don't do it. Do something else that's going to target your glutes and your hamstrings, okay? Um, but yeah, stick to the stuff you enjoy doing. And obviously, point four, kind of went over it. Stick to a certain amount of exercises. Just don't complicate the gym more than it needs to be complicated. It's not super complicated. Like sometimes when I post my workouts, people are like, oh, you post kind of the same workouts. Well, honestly, those are the exercises that work at the end of the day. Right? So it's kind of just, again, picking 20 to 25 exercises and then rotating through them over and over and over. Okay. So, yeah, that's it. I mean, just do the exercises you enjoy and then rotate through a selection of them. That's it. Number six. Now, this is obviously if you have, the opportunity to do this, get a training partner if you can. Right? A training partner is going to help you massively and probably take your physique to the next level. Do you have to do it? No. Right? I know this list says must do's, but this will certainly help a whole lot if you can get a training partner, especially if they know what they're doing as well, and you guys are actually there really taking the session seriously. You're going to get pretty far. Okay. Again, if you're training on your own, it's okay. You can still push yourself, right? You can still push yourself to failure. Um, you just have to probably modify the kind of exercises you do so you push the failure, safely. So, for example, if you're doing barbell bench, you can't really push the failure on it because if you get stuck, you get stuck. So I would do maybe like a machine variation of a chest press or dumbbell press or something. Okay. So yeah, get a partner if you can. It's not a big deal if you can't. Next up, write down your progress. So write the weights you did, the sets you did, the frequency of everything. Track all that. Track how the sets feel. All these things are going to make a difference in your training. Okay. Because you're going to be able to know whether you need to advance the following time you do the session or not. Okay. Or you just need to keep everything the same, the volume, the sets, the reps, whatever you want to call it. So writing down that stuff is going to help gauge where you're at with your progress. Okay. So I used to try to do the whole thing, try to memorize everything. And yeah, technically you can, but sometimes you actually just don't remember what you did the week before. Okay. You don't even really remember the weights. If you're trying to get stronger in particular, when you're doing hypertrophy training, track the weights, right? Let's say you're doing 3 sets of 10 and, you know, you squatted 315 for the first set and then 275 or 295 for this, the last two sets. You want to be able to see that you did that the week before for the certain amount of reps you've done it for. Okay. So you got to track these things. You really have to track these things if you want to push um, in terms of strength and in terms of taking your physique to the next level. The last point is focus on building muscle when you start out. Okay. The goal is not to just lean out instantly. Okay. Unless you're like super duper, like high in body fat, I wouldn't focus on just leaning out right away. Okay. I would focus on building muscle, change your body composition that way. Okay. Building muscle. And when you start building muscle, you're naturally going to start to lean out a little bit. Okay. Once your diet is nice and tidy and your training is on point and you're consistent with everything, the frequency is good, um, everything is going to start to kind of change in your body in the beginning. So don't focus on just getting shredded in the beginning. Okay. Just focus on building muscle and you're naturally going to lean out. Okay. Um, that's pretty much it. I mean, those are really the must do's in the gym, I guess. If you want to argue, okay, maybe the training partner thing, it's not a must do, but it's certainly a big help. Um, so yeah, I mean, these are really the core things that I've learned over the years, over the past 7 years in the gym. If you guys have any ideas on what else you want to see, just, again, DM me, get into contact with me, tell me what you want to see. Um, I have a couple other videos lined up. They're going to be a little bit more long form. God, this truck in the back. They're going to be a little bit more long form, but maybe like 20, 30-minute videos. But yeah, tell me what you guys want to see in particular. If you have any questions about something and I can make a video about it, I'm more than happy to do it. So I'll see you guys in the next one.